Hello and welcome to Hand and Heart. In today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the evaluation process and what that looks like in Florida. So first of all, evaluations, the whole purpose of evaluations is just to measure whether or not your student is making adequate progress that year. That being said, it should not feel like state testing or an I got you moment. There are several things that go into an evaluation, so I'll kind of start at the top. The first thing that I'm going to be looking for is some proof that you have been keeping track of things. So that could be a planner, a log with the field trips, activities, things that you've done. A lot of moms plan anyway, so just whatever you already have that you've kind of been tracking your thoughts on is fine. If you plan before, if you're a backwards planner, you plan after, doesn't really matter as long as you have some form of log or some form of tracking. A book log, a record of field trips, anything that you would like to share with me that would contribute to your students' education. So that's the first thing I'm going to be looking for. After that, if you have any curriculum that you would like to show me, that is wonderful. A lot of times parents will have language arts and math very easily written out. I can see where students have been working. They have samples. Normally I'm looking for 2 to 4 samples for language arts with writing in there, beginning, middle, end of the year, 2 to 4 samples for each of those. And then same thing for math. Now, science and social studies gets a little bit dicey, right? So a lot of parents, homeschool parents, tend to do those things as family subjects if you have more than one student, and that is fine. So a lot of that is going to be hands-on stuff, working together as a family, a lot of verbal work, right? Maybe some recitation, dictation, things of that nature. And that's fine if that is what your science or your social studies looks like. In that case, if it's not something that is written down on paper or that your child was doing as a worksheet, the same way that you were able to gauge comprehension, I can just see that they've made adequate progress through a conversation. What's your favorite thing that you've learned this year in science? What's your favorite thing that you've learned this year in social studies? Or if there is a trip that you went on that was related to those things, then they can tell me about the trip and what they saw there. Again, not a test, not an I got you moment, just a simple conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you what I normally typically like for parents to have in their portfolio. Remember that you can send those documents to me or to there are a lot of other evaluators that do this as well, that you may email those documents to them. I'm fine with you showing me on the camera. So if you want to show me on the camera, that's fine as well. Just know that normally it'd be 15, 20 minutes for our evaluation call, talking back and forth. That is done on Zoom. If I need to see the physical books or see the physical logs, then that may take 30 to 45 minutes. So it is easier for parents to either submit those documents through my website or via email, but I'm fine with the camera as well. So I'm going to share my screen. So this is what I am looking for. Activity logs, field trips. I love dates, okay? A lot of times, that's not an issue because we love our planners. We love our Excel sheets. If you've done it that way, that is fine. It does not matter to me if it's just a plain sheet of paper or a plain notebook where you've written things out, but I would like dates, subjects. If there are materials that were used, that's nice. I don't have to have that for activity logs and field trips. And if there's anything you just want to share with me, you can add that there as well. Work samples. I am looking for work samples from the beginning, middle, and end of the year. I would also like a reading log. I would love a reading log. Not only because it shows the progression of their reading, but also just because they're fun and I like to know. So if you have one, that's great. If you don't have one and you just again want to tell me the things that you have read and talk about that briefly, that's fine. This is not a test. This is not a quiz. So 2 to 4 samples, beginning, middle, end. I'm looking for language arts, math. I love writing samples. I would like some writing samples. And then if science, social studies, if they have work samples to show me, that's great. If they don't have them because they are family subjects, if you have pictures of experiments or things that you have done, that's great. Or if they want to just verbally talk to me, that is sufficient as well. Optional extras. You may show me photos. You may show me test scores. That doesn't mean that I will use those. Okay, so test scores are fun, but depending on what test it is, it doesn't necessarily show that you've made adequate progress. If you are choosing to go the portfolio route, 9 times out of 10, you are not testing with the school district. And so you may show me test scores from websites or different programs. I know iExcel is very popular. You may show me those things, but that's not necessarily enough for the portfolio review. Okay, if you did any special projects, I would love to hear about those, but this is not an I got you moment. Whatever you have, just go ahead and bring that. If I need something extra when you send in your documents, I do recommend that you email or give me those on my website when you send those in. If I need something extra or if I have questions about something, that's where I can go ahead and ask you for those things prior to. With that being said, I know that I have certain blocks for people to sign up for evaluations. If you have questions, you are more than welcome to reach out outside of that block. If after I complete your evaluation and you have your evaluation form, if you don't know who your homeschool liaison is in your district, I'm happy to help you figure that out as well. All right. Well, that's all I have on evaluations. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.